President Trump with conflicting messaging today on the coronavirus after the White House pushed social distancing to halt the spread of this, to give doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers a fighting chance against this. Today, the president signaled he wants the country open by Easter. It left medical experts, members of his own, to answer questions about whether they would offer that same guidance. As health experts say, we are not even close to seeing the worst of this yet. Tonight, the number of cases in America now more than 53,000, nearly 10 times more than just a week ago. More than 670 are now dead. At least 22 states imposing stay-at-home restrictions, 4 more states in just the past 24 hours. Empty streets from Boston to Detroit to Dallas tonight to California's Pacific Coast Highway. The most cases nationwide now in New York State, the number doubling every 3 days, the vast majority of those cases in New York City. 400 ventilators from the federal government arriving in New York at the city's emergency management warehouse. New York's governor asking the feds, the White House, do you want a pat on the back? We need 30,000, pointing to the nation's stockpile, begging the federal government for more help. The governor saying what happens here will happen across the country. There is new concern in many parts of this country tonight, including Louisiana, for one, just weeks after celebrating Mardi Gras. The governor there now saying its medical resources will be overwhelmed in a matter of days, calling for a major disaster declaration. Tonight, as the coronavirus spreads through the country, President Trump warning the restrictions may infect the economy to a point of no return. The president now saying he wants the U.S. open for business by Easter. That's in 20 days.
I will tell you that right now. I would love to have that. It's such an important day for other reasons, but I'll make it an important day for this too. I would love to have the country opened up and just raring to go.
Later adding he'd like to see churches full.
I would love to aim it right at Easter Sunday, so we're open for church service and services generally on Easter Sunday. That would be a beautiful thing.
President Trump comparing the more deadly coronavirus to the seasonal flu.
We lose thousands, I brought some numbers here, we lose thousands and thousands of people a year to the flu. We don't turn the country off, every year.
The president's own team pressed whether the country should be easing social distancing within weeks, not months.
Can we use our data in a laser-focused, granular way to really look at what's happening on the ground and adjust our public health messages based on what is actually needed by the number of cases?
Right now in New York, people are dying from COVID-19. The country's hot zone, the infection rate doubling every 3 days.
One of the forecasters said to me, we were looking at a freight train coming across the country. We're now looking at a bullet train.
A frustrated Governor Andrew Cuomo predicting the virus's peak in New York will be faster and higher than expected. 140,000 hospital beds and 30,000 ventilators needed now, calling on the federal government to help get it done.
When we went to war, we didn't say, any company out there want to build a battleship? Who wants to build a battleship? Anybody want to do that? That's not how you did it. President said it's a war. It is a war.
The Javits Center where we are right now is not only going to be a hospital, it's also going to be a distribution center. And here's some of the supplies. You have cots, hospital beds, latex gloves, and the critical piece of equipment, the ventilators.
Today I asked the governor about the president's push to reopen the country.
To President Trump, what would your message be about balancing the economy versus making sure this no longer spreads?
We have to be smarter about it. You can't sacrifice human life to get the stock market up. That is a repugnant concept. There is no dollar figure on human life in this country.
In Oregon, a field hospital going up. In Wisconsin, a rush to donate masks. And the Ford Motor Company now starting to manufacture medical face shields. The virus infecting people from all walks of life.
The president may want to reopen the government on Easter, but Dr. Fauci has told him, he told him in the Oval Office, they have to be flexible. They're going to look at this from a day-to-day basis and see if that's even feasible. But he also points to New York, saying if you look at New York right now, Easter Sunday does not look like it's feasible.